Hey, De-Crypt back again. Did you just see what I just saw? Last night for me anyway, Bitcoin spiked within a 1 hour period from a level of, let's just see here, around 6,460 all the way up to just over 6,798. It just spiked up in one fell swoop. Now, what is interesting about this is I thought, well, maybe this could be a little bit of a breakout and it's just going to return down to its normal, or what was normal for the price yesterday anyway, which was pretty low. But it hasn't done that. It has stayed pretty high and it's maintained that rise in price. So I went searching for the cause of this price rise, and what I found was pretty interesting. I found this article. It's a CNBC article on what happened. It says Bitcoin spiked suddenly Monday afternoon following news users of the Cash mobile payment app could trade the cryptocurrency in New York. I would imagine that is only New York State at the moment. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization gained more than 4.5% to $6,793, its highest since Tuesday, according to CoinDesk's Bitcoin price index. Bitcoin was trading at 6,694 Rand as of 3:56 p.m. Eastern Time. Cash is owned by Square and has 7 million monthly active users, the company said in its first quarter earnings call. On Monday, New York's Department of Financial Services granted Square a virtual currency license, allowing users of the Cash app in the state. Sorry about that. Where were we? Allowing Cash app in the state to trade Bitcoin. Bitcoin trading launched for most Cash users in late January. Now have a look at this, the chart that they put here. It's basically a chart of what I just showed you on Live Coin Trader. But it literally spiked, took a little brief respite and spiked again. Now that is in a very short space of time. So on my chart it shows just as one candle. Bitcoin remains about 10% lower for the month and down 51% for the year so far. Okay, enough about that. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? If you remember from my last video, I mentioned, or I spoke about the triple bottom that had formed, and although the third bottom wasn't classic, it actually broke through the support level just slightly. But I'm still pretty convinced that that triple bottom is valid, and this is the first sign of what is to come very shortly. And the reason why I say that is, if it was a false alarm, the price of Bitcoin would have just jumped up as it did and then returned very quickly to the price it was before the jump. What has happened here is, if you take a look at this volume candle chart, or this volume chart, you'll see there was a massive spike in volume. Now that is because it's a green candle, it can only be buyer volume. It's not seller volume. That the price would have been red, or rather the candle would have been red, and that price would have made that drop in the opposite direction if that was seller sentiment or seller volume. What has happened here is people have all of a sudden, I would imagine, due to that article that came out and people being able to trade Bitcoin in New York via that Cash app, suddenly there was an influx of buyers, or possibly there was one big buyer that just drove the price up quickly. And as you can see, it is now stabilized. It didn't come back. It has stabilized, and this tells me that from here it's going to start going up again. If it was just a false alarm, it would have come down within an hour or two, and it would have started to settle down by now. Nothing of the sort has happened. I'm pretty sure that we are on the edge of the next bull run here with Bitcoin. And just to show you what it has done for the rest of the cryptocurrencies, I'm going to have a look at Ethereum. As you can see, it's almost identical chart. It's spiked up and it has maintained those values. Now, yes, for the last 24 hours, it is actually down, but it is maintaining this increase in price very nicely. Bitcoin Cash, exact same thing. Came down a little bit, but I mean, I would say that is maintaining the price increase, which is really good news. Let's see, Litecoin. That has a slightly different uh, graph, but as you can see, if you look at the top of the spike, it slowly increased after that. The wave carried on slightly, petered out, and the price did settle down, came down a little bit and settled down, and it is basically at where the spike ended. The main increase in volume, the main spike yesterday, which is fantastic. This is good news as far as I'm concerned. I'm very optimistic as about what is happening here. I am pretty sure we are going to see within the next couple of days, we're going to see a good spike, and certainly by the end of the month, like I said, I reckon we should be seeing $9,000, $10,000 Bitcoin by then, and from there it is just going to keep going up, and we should see all-time highs, new all-time highs, pretty soon after that. I think this is the end of the bear market. I don't think there's if we go, let's change this to a 1 week chart. I want to have a look at what as you can see, we've had a long steady drop from our highs in December, and at the moment, the everything is, call it, oversold. Um, there's if you look at this, we are at the bottom. The stochastics RSI is right at the bottom, has bottomed out of the bear side of the chart, and so has the MACD. Is not quite flattened out yet. We might see a slight uh, not increase, but a continuation of the downtrend, very slightly. But I think this is also going to peter out and straighten out and then start climbing. I think we are in for one hell of a bull run coming very soon. Hold on to your hats, people. I hope you were astute enough to have bought Bitcoin maybe yesterday or over the last couple of days. It has been as low as I think it's ever going to go. Bitcoin's going nowhere. It is only, as far as I'm concerned, it's only going up. It might drop slightly again, but Bitcoin's here to stay. It is not a gimmick. It's not a fad. If you had bought in anywhere around the $6,000 mark, you are bound to make some serious cash coming up soon. If you look at this, the volume, we have reached a very low peak in volume, and I think that volume is going to start turning now and heading back up again. Go well, and let's get out there and make some serious cash.